All right, we are live. It is late night gun chat and doing it on a different night because obviously the election was Tuesday and I was over on Matt Prepper's channel. And so I'm just going to see who's going to pop in here tonight. Alaska One Andy is here. His first one up. We got Cherry City Guns and Ammo with us tonight. So he's got a brand new YouTube channel. Rob, you want to describe what your YouTube channel is?
It's pretty much anything having to do with guns. I do a lot of gun reviews, blowing things up with guns. Gonna eventually get into some light prepping stuff on the channel. As well as, I mean, I guess technically it's against the YouTube rules, but I do a lot of reloading and casting of bullets and all that kind of stuff. So, and I've got some hunting stuff that's gonna be coming up shortly, but yeah, pretty much anything gun related. Whatever sounds fun to do, whether it's looking at a new gun or just seeing what we can blow up. So it's pretty much all we're doing. We've been around for about 3 months now. I've got 25 videos out. So we're definitely, very young and just getting started.
Awesome. All right. Looks like we got 2 people in the side chat right now. Alaska One Andy and 67 Rebel SST AMC. This is not my normal night, so hopefully some more people will show up. So anyway, this is we usually just do user-driven questions. So whatever you guys want to talk about is what we usually do here. So if you're in the chat and you want to talk about something, go ahead. We can't see you unless you say something. So, and we are on YouTube only. So we might have Shoot join us in a little bit, or we might have Pat Realman of Genius might join us. So just let's go with anyway, why don't we just start talking about if you were to buy one new gun today, knowing what you do know now, what would it be? So that's my question for everybody. You can put it in the side chat. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead and tell us. So
probably an AR with a AR pistol with a brace. Probably something Glock dedicated lower, so I could run 33 round Glock mags, because I have a feeling that things might not be so easy to get those very shortly. So that's kind of been on the build list for a bit.
Yeah, that's always been on my back burner, but it's because I want to test the velocities on the channel of a 10.5 inch barrel, 9mm. It's not because I want the gun for it's just because I want to test a 10.5 inch barrel 9mm. And so we did. My buddy has a CZ Scorpion Evo, and it's like, I think that barrel's 7.89 inches, and we did 124 grain plus P Federal HST out of it, and we were getting in the 1420s for 124 grain. So about the same, just a little under 357 Magnum 6-inch power. So
nice.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I've got a plan for a video that I'm going to be using a Springfield Hellcat, which has, I think it's like a 3.1 inch barrel, testing out 9mm velocities using 124 grain and 147 grain ammo. Springfield Hellcat with a 3.1 inch barrel. And then it's not a gun I own, but I have easy access to borrow it pretty much whenever. A Smith & Wesson 929. Oh. And I think that's got like a 10-inch barrel. And then I have the good old High Point carbine with the 16-inch barrel. So yeah, I'm going to be doing an ammo testing video going from, that super short 3.1 all the way up to a 16.5, I think the High Point is.
Nice. I've been wanting to do that video myself for a long time. I just hadn't had the access to a carbine. To me, a pistol caliber carbine in Alaska, if you're bugging out, it's pretty pointless. I just like They're fun. They're fun. They're a blinker. The self-defense, home defense and self-defense probably, but truck gun or something up here, you need a rifle caliber,
Yeah.
Let's see. A couple more people have joined the chat. AR Gun 1776. What's up, man? How you doing? It's good to see you. Billy, truth be told, nice to see you too. It's the first time I've seen you in the chat. Is a 24-inch SS barrel in a 308 on an LR M5 platform a waste of time? I'm assuming that's the Aero Precision M5 AR-10 platform he's talking about. No, 24-inch barrel. I'd say absolutely not. It's not a waste of time. If you want to get, especially out of an AR platform, where your gas system is going to lose you 50 to 100 feet per second, depending on your powder charge and load and stuff like that, the 24-inch barrel is going to really help. You'll probably actually get near box velocities. I remember having a 20-inch barrel, and I could count on 150 feet per second less than the box velocity with a 20-inch barrel in an AR-10 that I built. So, Alaskan one Andy says a lot of people buying the Glock 20 here in Fairbanks as 10 millimeter is available for now. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. We don't have any 10 millimeter full metal jackets available here, but like little specialty ammo of like hard cast and extreme penetrators are still available here.
That's probably really what you want for bear protection anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. Most people go with the Glock 20. I like the Glock Model 40. I just like the longer barrel, and we've got a KKM barrel in it, and it does amazing.
Well, I meant more as far as the bullet choices, going hard cast or extreme penetrators for just really good penetration.
Yeah. They penetrate relatively equally in everything I've tested. But so I go with hard cast is cheaper.
By far.
The cheapest I've seen a box of extreme penetrators is $37.99 a box of 20, whereas $24.99, $25.99 for the hard cast as far as Underwood goes. So
sure.
Oz the Gator says, "What's up, homies?" So what's going on, man? So I'm just doing this on a different night. So this is just user driven. Usually there's a lot more questions in the chat by now, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But we got Rob from Cherry City Guns and Ammo YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe. Let me find a link so everybody can go subscribe to you in the chat. And sorry, I should have had that ready.
No. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, tell us a little bit why you started a YouTube channel.
Well, I've been a lifetime shooter. I mean, I don't remember the first gun I ever shot because it was before I could walk. And I've been a big YouTube consumer from very, very, very early on. I subscribed to like Demo Ranch, I think was the first gun YouTube channel I ever subscribed to. And that was, really, really, really early days when he was, putting random stuff into shotgun shells and something I've always been really interested in, but I just had found myself very, very busy in life without not a lot of free time. I even kind of spent a couple years where I was not shooting for myself. I was spending probably 20 hours a week actually taking my oldest daughter shooting. And at that point in time, I didn't really care too much about shooting for myself because I was spending so much time at the gun range. I was coaching the junior club at my gun club. And I was taking my oldest daughter. We were traveling all over the country to different shooting matches all over the place. That's the hat I'm wearing right now. My daughter's a NCAA Division I rifle shooter for the University of Memphis. They're on a scholarship, and she was 3-time national champion in high school, and so I was totally and completely consumed by shooting, even though I wasn't pulling the trigger. And now that she's off at college, I'm kind of back to doing a lot more shooting like I used to, and found myself kind of inspired by a lot of channels of the fun stuff that everybody's doing. I've punched a lot of holes in paper, but blowing up watermelons and water jugs, and any number of random objects is a lot more fun. And hey, why not film it? So that's kind of what we're doing, and I've just been having a lot of fun with it.
Well, that's great. Yeah, that's awesome about your daughter. Yeah, and I just had my first kid, so hopefully he'll grow up to be a good shooter. Enjoy it because he's gonna go with me a lot to do it. That's for sure. But we'll see how he does. It's like a Commodus Gator Glock and ball torture. Is that one of the videos that Demolition Ranch was doing? I think that's what you were talking about at the time. So,
what's that?
A Glock and ball torture? I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. Commodus Gator Glock and ball torture. I don't know.
Yeah,
but Yeah, Billy, truth be told, you are welcome. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for an AR-10, 24-inch barrels, the way to go if you want velocity and accuracy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's what if you're going for long range precision, and that's the whole purpose of your gun, yeah, I would put the longest barrel that's reasonable on there.
Yeah.
If you're using it as a hunting rifle, that's going to be probably kind of cumbersome. But yeah, long range shooting, put the longest pipe on there you can.
Absolutely. So, all right. Do y'all have experience with compensated semi-autos and revolvers? I've shot a few compensated guns. I just don't like it. I don't like the extra flash that comes out the top of the gun. In indoor range, it's really bothersome to me. But I haven't shot them outdoors much. I am deaf as a doornail from shooting and listening to loud music anyway. So actually more just listening to loud music. But yeah, so I go plugs and muffs every time I shoot if I can. And so, yeah, I don't like that. I do have a compensator on my Glock 21 that's converted to 45 Super. If you haven't seen those videos, that was to help slow the slide down more than anything. It didn't need it for the recoil. It didn't actually make that much difference in recoil. It's a lone wolf barrel and lone wolf slide. Speaking of lone wolf, I just got a 9-inch lone wolf barrel and it won't feed any rounds. It's crazy. Yeah, for 10 millimeter. So, yep, I'm sending that one back. That's the second barrel from them I have had to send back. So
Really,
yeah, it's their old steel 45 barrels was great, but the last 3 years, their Alpha Wolf barrel terrible. Their the 9-inch barrel terrible. I'm gonna upload a video, and the shape of the feed ramp is just, you look at them and go, what were they smoking? So. So that's that. Anyway, the gun snob. All right, actually, do you want to answer that question? You got any experience with compensated revolvers and stuff?
I put compensators and muzzle brakes on every gun I can. Revolvers, semi-auto pistols, rifles, whatever. And my whole theory is I feel like I shoot better when I'm not thinking about the recoil as much. I like, especially like on a rifle, I like compensated rifles because I like seeing the bullet impact the target. For the most part, even if it's a non-painful recoil that you don't mind, you still lose sight of your target, at least momentarily. And so I hunt, and when I'm hunting, my theory is I don't really hear the gun go off, and I don't really feel the recoil when I'm shooting at an animal. In any other time, I'm pretty well covered as far as hearing protection goes. So I'm in the club of compensate, muzzle brake, everything you can. That's what I do.
All right, and we have the gun snob joining us. Justin Stinson, hello from Maine. Glad to join again. Glad to see you. Okay. Any experience with the Victrix builds? Never heard of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Your 3057. Yeah.
That did.
That looked off. It's actually laying here beside me. I just can't show it on YouTube. Yeah.
I've got a stainless GP100 with a 6-inch barrel, and I kind of wish it was burnt bronze right now. I'm jealous. That thing looks gorgeous.
Hey, contact Brian at Ruger, and he might be able to do it. So yeah, I won't guarantee he's going to do it for free, but
sure.
Yeah.
Well, now I can't do it though, because then I'd be a copycat.
If you saw how pretty this thing was, you wouldn't mind being a copycat. Well, it looks good. I don't even really like burnt bronze. I like it better than the other colors. I said, hey, while it's there getting the silicon gap measured, could y'all do this? I want to pay for it. Let me know how much it is. I figured it'd be like $300, whatever, whatever. They did it all for free. I was surprised, and that turned out awesome. I've already got a scratch or nick or two on it. So now I'm looking for one of those little bluing touch-up pins in burnt bronze.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they make that yet, but hopefully
I
they
don't
do.
think I've seen that.
Yep. So I'll have to get with Brownells about making one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did turn out awesome. What do you think of Excalibur barrels? I've never used them.
They're killer. They're really great. I built a 6.5 Creed AR-10, and I used an Excalibur barrel. It's fantastic. So I'll just go ahead and say that's the only experience I have with them. So that's the only thing I can tell you from personal experience. But I've read, countless reviews online, which is why I went with it, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about building a 6.5 Creed more, but I want to do something different. I want to build an 18-inch battle rifle. Kind of a lightweight barrel, lightweight to medium weight, maybe a medium fluted type barrel, or something like that. Where I want to keep the gun under 8.5 pounds with a scope, and with iron sights, and it'd be a small light scope. I want a 300 to 500 yard bullet, and because I already have the Bergara sitting next to me for long range, and I already have a 6.5 Savage for just hunting if I want to hunt with a 6.5. And so up here, most people call it the Need More, but then again, I know people have taken a grizzly bear with it, so it's like, okay, whatever. If I really want to go hunt with a 6.5, I think I'll choose that 6.5 by 284 Norma I just got. But
that's a killer round.
Yeah, it is. But we'll see. I mean, to be honest with you, we got a 270 and a 338 Win Mag and a 7 Mag. Every time I think about hunting with something else, I just grab the 7mm rim mag. I know the rifle better than anything.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a lot of people are going nuts about the new 6.5 PRC. But the last time I was glancing at ballistics, they looked almost no different than the ballistics of the 6.5 by 284. But you can do that 6.5 by 284 in a shorter action, a shorter, stiffer action. So I really don't see the benefit to go into the 6.5 PRC over the 6.5 284.
Yeah, other than popularity of the caliber right now, because
sure.
6.5, but I don't hand load currently. I got all the stuff, I just hadn't set it up yet. And I used to hand load a bunch. And 6.5 by 284, it started out as a Wildcat in the 1970s and 80s, and it got formalized by Norma in the 99. Yeah, it was 99, the 1990s. But
I didn't even know it went back that far. That's surprising.
Yeah, and it's a really great caliber. Both it and the PRC are known to be barrel burners. So if you don't have a high quality, great barrel, you're going to burn out a barrel. And to me, it's like, well, why would you do that when you could just step up to a 270? And a 270 Winchester is known to be accurate. All the things about the more consistent powder burn, the neck of the throat, and all that stuff. If you hand load, precision load your powder charges, set your bullet the correct way, it's not going to matter. That those things aren't going to make that big of a difference. If it's factory loaded stuff and it's really good high precision factory loaded stuff, then I can see where let's go with the new shape of everything and stuff like that. But
sure.
Yeah, I love my Creedmoors though. So
the old 270 I think is way underappreciated. I think too many. I see a lot of people down where I live using it tons for deer hunting, but I think it's really unappreciated for what it's capable of. Because if you, let's say you load the same weight bullet as a 7mm Remington, and they're only 0.007 difference in diameter, you're really looking at low end 7mm Remington ballistics. It's really not that far behind, using a whole lot less powder in a shorter action, fitting more rounds in the magazine, and less recoil.
Yeah, oh definitely. So we just got a Tikka T3X, the Woodstock version, the Hunter, which actually has a longer length of pull and a raise in the cheek piece, so it's actually comfortable to shoot, unlike a regular Tikka.
Nice.
So so we're gonna start using that. I just got that Woodstock's too pretty. I got to wax it up. I don't want it to warp and all that jazz. So I think the Vitrix is something similar to your AI type stuff. Look it up. Okay.
Like Ackley improved? Is that what he's talking about?
I'm hoping, sir. I hope he's not talking about artificial intelligence.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Let's see, Commodore Skater. My favorite revolver in Ruger is the Ruger 454 Casull because it has 6 shots, but it would be cool to have a semi-auto 460 Smith & Wesson. Yeah, I don't know anybody that's developing that semi-auto 460, unfortunately. I know that
who's got big enough hands to wrap around that grip frame.
Yeah.
You know, that 460 Smith & Wesson, that's a long bullet, a long cartridge.
Yeah. The Ruger 454 Casull is probably the best. If I had to recommend one, you have one Bear Defense handgun with you, that's the one I would recommend over anything else. The Ruger in the toe clat in particular, which is only the 5-inch barrel, but I think that's a good one. I have a Super Red Hawk 44 mag with an 8-inch barrel. What length would you recommend for Bear Defense? 4 to 6. I actually like the Smith & Wesson 629 Classic in 5-inch. The Ruger can handle a little bit hotter loads though, so yeah, I would recommend a 5-inch barrel would be ideal to me because you get almost the velocity, you still have the pointability and the draw ability. So that's that. 270 is maybe the best caliber, at least for us down here, sure. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people use it up here for caribou and black bear and all that jazz. So
I know a lot of people have killed a lot of big elk. I mean, here I'm in Western Oregon, and we have the Roosevelt elk, and the Roosevelts are big, big elk. And I know a lot of people that have taken a lot of big Roosevelt elk with a 270.
So when are you taking me elk hunting?
When are you going to come down to Oregon? I can't promise any good, but we can try.
Yeah. Anytime you want to take me down to Oregon, well, let's talk about that next year. You can come up in early August for caribou hunt, and
that might be cool.
Elk hunt. So
all right.
Been a dream of mine to always go elk hunting, but the elk hunt here in Alaska is just as expensive as flying to Oregon and doing it because because I have to go to Kodiak Island, get flown in by an outfitter onto some mountain lake, avoid the bears on Kodiak, those kinds of things. There's another was it a Fognak or another island down near Juneau? I don't remember the name that they have them. 270 literally fixed the overrated 30-06. Now that's a controversial statement from the gun snob. I love 270. I love 30-06, but I don't know that 270 fixed the overrated 30-06. The 30-06 is nice and venerable caliber, and it'll do anything you want. In my opinion, is you buy a 30-06 over 270 because you can do bullet weights from 110 grain to 220 grain. And if you were strictly using the 30-06 for short range bear, you can do a 220 grain lead round nose, or you can do a 220 grain nozzle partition. You used to be able to anyway. So I don't know about that. What do you think about that? This is coming from the gun snob. So
I kind of agree. Honestly, the 270, you've got a far, far higher sectional density. You can typically get a lot better penetration. And if you want something 30 caliber, there's the difference between a 308 and a 30-06 is so negligible. It's unreal. I mean, if you're the only reason to go for a 30-06 over like a 308 is simply because not all, but some, especially older guns, are capable of stabilizing a heavier bullet than that 30-06 and the 308. But I mean, nowadays, so few people shoot more than 180 grain round, whether they're shooting a 308 or a 30-06. A lot of modern 30-06s don't even stabilize higher than 180 grain all that well. So if you're 180 grain and less, yeah, go with the 270 or go with 308. I kind of agree. I mean, when you look at the reloading books, and the velocity differences, I mean, yeah, you can get a little bit more velocity with the same weight bullet, but not enough to really make a difference, in my opinion.
One load in the Nosler manual, I believe it's with their 165 or 168 grain Nosler ballistic tip, where you actually get more velocity from the 308 than you do the 30-06. Okay, so I don't
have a Nosler manual, but I got a good old Lyman 50th edition.
Yeah.
That's curious.
Yeah, I remember it was specific to the Nosler manual, and I don't have access, but mine's downstairs. But so let's see.
So a lot of the 165s on the 30-06 are, high 27s, even up into the high 28s.
Yeah, high 28s.
High 27s to high 28s.
Yeah.
And granted, there's a lot of different loads showing. In this manual, the highest velocity it shows with the 165 in a 308 is 2756. That's using good old Varget. I mean, Varget's pretty tough to beat in a non-Magnum cartridge and a lot of stuff. So you're looking at 100 feet per second max difference, and it varies tremendously by load.
Yeah, and there's not that much difference between the two anymore. I know with the 308 Superformance Hornady will go faster than most Superformance 30-06 in the same weight bullet, or not Superformance, most standard. I think the 150 Superformance is listed at 3,000 feet per second in a 308.
Wow.
So
what grain bullet is that?
That's a 150 grain.
Okay.
SST, I think. The GMX is a little slower, I think, because it's an all copper bullet and it's longer, so therefore not enough space for the powder. But yeah, the 165, I think I don't remember what it goes in the. I think the 165 goes 2850 or something like that in the Hornady Superformance. I've noticed that a lot of that Superformance stuff actually does perform better than the standard velocity for that grain bullet. So I've actually bought a pound of powder, that Superformance powder, because I wanted to try it, and it was the only powder on the shelf. So I was like, well, that fits my belt. That works for me. So
there's definitely some velocities that can be got with some factory ammo that you'll never achieve through reloading. Because of their use of proprietary powders and stuff like that we just can't get our hands on.
Yeah, and they got to maintain a balance somehow right there. Just in case holsters, by the way, if you need a great leather holster, code word Alaskan for 10% off at justincaseholsters.com. 280 AI, very similar to the 270 Winchester, but with higher BC bullets. Yeah, I've always wanted to try a 280 Remington and a 280 AI. I like the 280 AI because you can get nearly 7 mag ballistics. I mean, it is nipping at the heels. I'm talking 50 to 100 feet per second max difference, if that.
Right.
So
280 AI is very impressive.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind having the regular 280 as well. I've always wanted one. So I had a chance to buy one day and I didn't. I'm kicking myself. It was an old SIG, one of the SIG bolt actions when they had like a $500 back bolt action, 12, 13, no, more than that, 20 years ago now. So I don't know what it was. So
I know an old boy that's using a semi-auto Remington. Was it the Woodsmaster?
Yeah, 742 or 7400 or something.
Something like that. Yeah, in 280, and a lot of animals have fallen to that rifle.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great caliber. Had a buddy 280 is nice. If you were to conceal carry a 44 mag, what are your top 5 options? I would say there's that 3-inch Combat Magnum from Smith & Wesson, and the model is it model 69?
I think that's a 66.
66.
So the 66 Combat Magnum, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not 100% on that.
But it's only a 5-shot because it's on a smaller frame, and you're just going to recoil like crazy. I would say maybe your 4-inch Red Hawk would be, with some rubberized grips, would be a good one if you don't mind. If you're wearing a coat and it's wintertime, if you're buying a 44 Magnum for, all year round, this is your one concealed handgun, then you're going to have to look in the 2 and the 3-inch barrels. You are going to lose a lot of velocity. I've got a lot of videos between the Ruger Alaskan and the 2.5-inch Ruger Red Hawk that I had. You're going to lose between 250 and 350, 100 feet per second velocity with the 2.5-inch barrel. And the shorter barrels tend to not stabilize. At least my Red Hawk didn't stabilize the big, heavy bear load. So if it's a big, long, heavy bear load, it'll stabilize it fine shooting paper, but all sorts of medium I shot it through, wet newspapers, ballistics gel. You guys probably saw the 10mm versus 44 Magnum video. Had the 265 grain all copper Buffalo Bore Dangerous game, and that thing would just hit. It would hit the dinner plate that I have right here for my skull and simulation, and it would just tumble this way, tumble that way, tumble that way. As soon as it hit, it didn't matter. And it just shows me that bullet. It's not keyholing on paper targets, but it starts to keyhole once it hits anything. So, like I caution against it. The only load that it really liked that it didn't keyhole with was the 180 grain jacketed hollow point from Underwood, or 185 grain, whichever one it was. And that one was light enough for it to stabilize the bullet, and that thing did all right. That'd be a great concealed carry load. It was still 1,400 feet per second in the 2.5-inch barrel, so you can't complain about that. A 185 grain going 1,400, it's better than you're going to get from a 45 ACP.
Oh yeah,
and better than you're going to get from a 10 mil by a little bit. So can't complain.
I would show you my favorite 44 for concealed carry, but I can't show it on this.
Oh, you're frozen out.
You see I've got a Smith & Wesson 629 with a 3-inch barrel. And I've shot up to 310 grain hard casts, and it shoots them accurately. It has zero problem stabilizing it whatsoever. I shoot 25-yard gongs with it. I don't know if it's the twist rate or just being, having that extra 1/2 inch of barrel between the 2.5 and the 3-inch. The only consideration that you have to think about with that gun I have for concealed carry is it's only a 3-inch barrel, but it is heavy. I mean, it's really a heavy gun. But you really want it because that's a pretty small 44. But yeah, if you can get a glimpse of that in my most recent video. And the same day I shot that, I shot a video reviewing just that gun that'll be coming out this next Monday. So if you go to my channel and watch Monday, you'll see my 3-inch 629 video go up. And yeah, it stabilizes 310 grainers real well. And I would definitely agree, there's a big loss in velocity going to that short of a barrel. But if you're doing it for concealed carry, you're not talking about bear protection. You're talking about people protection. You're still shooting a 44 mag. It's more than enough. Even with that loss of velocity, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, I did a video on the short barrel load that Spirit Gold Dot had, 44 Magnum, and I mean, it's pretty much a hot 44 special or a hot 45 ACP plus B if you want to look at it that way. But it did a really good job, and even my wife enjoyed shooting it. She didn't enjoy shooting the 44 Magnum particularly, so that's that. Gun Snob saying he's not a 30-06 fan. That's kind of anti-American, but whatever. I'm just kidding. Gun Snob. Gun Snob has a great channel. Make sure you go subscribe to him.
I agree with him, except for an M1 Garand. I mean, M1 Garand 30-06. Even though the M1 Garand was actually originally chambered in 270. When Garand actually developed it and presented it to the military, it was in 270. And they said, we love the gun, it's great, but we've got millions and millions of 30 caliber ammunition in warehouses, so give us that gun in 30-06. But yeah, 30-06 and M1 Garand, other than that, I don't really care for it all that much.
Double A Buck says 270 win, LOL. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't in my video where I did the 25-06, 270, and 30-06. That's what I was using, cheap Remington core lock, and they were what 400 feet per second lower than they should have been, and the bullet flung apart in 270, and 25-06 and 30-06 did fine. I mean,
really,
they all about the same penetration, but redneck science test. But
see, I've always not necessarily been a big fan of the core lock ammunition. But I've always been an actual fan of the core lock bullet because most of them seem, they have. It's very similar to the Swift A-frame design, and most of them that I've seen that have stomped in animals, it's been like picture perfect results as far as how it performs.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the HW? What does he mean by HW? You're gonna have to elaborate on that one, my friend. I have a 270 308 and sold my 06, it just didn't thrill me.
The gun snob really does not like 30-06.
No, he doesn't. Right. 30-06 with accelerators is fun though. Yeah, it is. I've heard those are really fun. There's a video out there where someone loads M855 ball rounds with those accelerator Sabo sleeves, and he puts them, loads them into a 300 Win Mag, and gets them jacked up to where they're going 4,500, 5,000 feet per second, something like that, and goes straight through level 4 steel armor. So
That's insane.
Yep, I'm pretty sure the bullet is completely broken apart by the time it goes through there, but
I would think so.
I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that armor for sure.
Some steel core or something.
Vanessa Kitty is in the house. Welcome. It's good to see you. 25-06 is an underrated cartridge and it's great for whitetail. I agree.
100%.
I gave that 25-06 away on the channel to see who the main man channel ended up winning that thing. And he's using it for deer. He was like, I need a great deer rifle. He didn't have one apparently. So I don't know how you call yourself the main man channel, not have a good deer rifle, but now he's got one. So now he can call himself that channel. He's a cool little channel. He's a good dude.
What about I-5-6 is underrated. It is a great cartridge.
Yeah. People have used it for moose and caribou up here all the time, black bear. The 115 grain, 120 grain Nosler partition in that load. The 100 grain Barnes TTSX, people have used that, and it'll go through any animal up here we have, including big grizzlies.
Wow.
So 175 grain Burger in my 280 AI 2960 with RL 26. Yeah, that's right up there with 7 mag. I'm not going to get that out of my 7 mag. I don't think I would get 2960 out of my 7 mag with a 175 grain bullet.
That's impressive.
Yeah, 180 grain Burger in my 7 mag is 3047 with Rotumbo. So in other words, there's not much difference between his two. And again,
no animal's going to feel the difference.
Yeah, and y'all got to go check out Just In Case Holsters, the finest, best looking leather holsters on. I'm not saying that because he sponsored Mazzini, because he doesn't. I don't get anything from the link code other than maybe an upgrade in my holster or two. But that I still buy this last time. So he's making me a holster for the 357 Magnum that I have in my hand, but I can't show on YouTube. He's got a holster there. So
does he do chest rigs?
Yeah, and they're gorgeous. Yeah.
I want a chest rig for a 10.5-inch 500 mag.
There you go. Let's see if he can do it. I know he can do it. So, I feel like I'm the only one in the gun world who doesn't like neck down cartridges. You're not the only one. There's some people that say never less than a 30 caliber. I understand where that's coming from. Gene Strong's in the house. I'm close to only to I like my 7 mag in my 243 Winchester, and not a big fan of velocity chasing to get their long range guns for mountain work or beanfield guns. Yep. Wow, I am not caught up with the chat. That's good. Which Cherry City is he from? Says Max K.
Salem, Oregon.
There you go. All right. Fine, since you asked nice. Who's he talking to? What did I say? So, that's probably to me saying go subscribe to you. So I put that in the chat a couple times with your link. So
cool.
I don't think it was 270 though. It was some oddball Canadian. Oh, okay. 30-06 helped win the war. Yep, 2 world wars, Korea and Vietnam, because I'm sure there were still some machine guns firing 30-06 in Vietnam. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but
my only problem with that statement is you could say the same thing about black powder, muskets. They won wars too, and at one point so did bow and arrows, and at one point so did spears. Yep. That doesn't mean that they're still current. Nope,
it doesn't. But But the difference between like a bow and arrow and a 30-06, 30-06 will still it'll still do the job. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Let's see, 270 is where it's at. What's up, bro? What's up, Mario Mosens? Good to see you. I mean, H-Car Scar? H-Car? 30-06 is basically 308. Yeah, 30-06 is just a hair more than a 308 these days. Without a difference. So, hi from Chicago area. Newest acquisition is a Marlin MXLR 308. Gonna get all the reloading stuff. Cool. The MXLR is that their lever action long range that they did in the 308 Marlin caliber, or I don't know.
I'm not sure about that.
The H-Car 30-06. So I'm gonna have to look this one up.
I have no idea what that is. H-Car.
Oh, is this the BAR replica? So let me share my screen here.
Are we talking about the one made by Ohio Ordnance Works?
Yeah, it looks like that's the one I got here.
Yeah, it's the same thing I'm looking at. Interesting.
Yeah. I've seen it before now that I think about it, but if they want to send me one for testing and review, I mean, I'm almost at 14,000 subscribers. That should be enough, right? Could test it as a bear defense gun. That would actually be a pretty decent bear defense gun. Out of the short barrel, though, you're definitely losing a lot more in 30-06.
Oh yeah. If it's anything like the original BAR, I wouldn't want to pack it. It's going to be heavy. Does it show the weight down there anywhere?
Let's see. Description, additional information. Weight, 15 pounds.
Yep. Well, it's actually better than the original. The original was like 20 or 22, and I think that was just because of the extra barrel and the bipod and all that stuff. And walnut.
Yeah. It's a cool rifle.
Someone I want to carry.
I wouldn't mind. It comes with 2 30-round magazines. Thread material. Yep. Here's the main reason why I wouldn't buy it right there.
Yeah.
I can get, you know what? I can buy what? Off the used market, I could probably buy 10, Remington 742s and pack them full of 10-round magazines and just keep grabbing another rifle if I need a 30-06 for crap hits the fan. I just don't see that being practical. I think it's just a cool factor. Rich guys flashing their cash or whatever. But yeah, I'm
far for a rich man, but I got $7,000 tied up in a single shot 22, and it's not even mine.
Yeah, but that's the one your daughter's winning nationals with. That's
absolutely.
Yeah, we can definitely pardon that one. That's a different story right there. 30-06, 308, obsolete.
We're getting some 30-06 haters tonight. That's funny.
We are, but Max K finally says 30-06 is better though. Yes, it is. I think so. 308 is the greatest target. Is a target cartridge made into a hunting cartridge. Oh yeah, it was a military cartridge first. I mean, it was I remember some of the Navy model Garand or M1 Garands.
Oh yeah,
308, and my dad shot one in National Junior Championships in Camp Perry, Ohio. He shot a 308 iron sight M1 Garand at 1,000 yards. So
I've been to Camp Perry. That's a cool place.
Yeah. Drop It Like It's Scott says, "Hey guys," he's also got a good channel. It's coming up on 5,000 subscribers now. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
That's an awesome name.
Drop It Like It's Scott. So, all right. And let's see here. My favorite rifle would be the 4570 AR. Yeah, they have the new 4570 AR auto-loading rifle. It's a new.
Who's making that?
Oh God, no, I don't. Now I'm gonna have to look it up and share my screen. It's the same type of deal, though. It's a $4,000 or $5,000 gun. Well, maybe it's a $3,000 gun, but still.
In the right direction.
Looks like Phoenix Christine Weaponry. Phoenix Weaponry. The heavy-hitting 4578 auto pig killer. My internet is really slow, packed up way out in the country by a mountain. So
that'd be interesting to check out.
yeah. Here we are. Let me share my screen again. All right, so we've got heavy hitting 4070 auto, 4070 570 semi-auto. The Phoenix references Christine 4570 auto. Yeah. So it's basically it's got the different base of the cartridge. Other than that, it's the same. So there's your thing.
Almost a long 40 or 450 Marlin, or a,
yeah,
pretty much. Not 450 Marlin.
Yeah.
450 Bushmaster.
Yep. $4,800.
Rather not.
Yep. There's Kentucky Ballistics video on it. He's a big time channel, so they'll send him one.
Yep.
But, yeah, it looks like it's pretty much an AR-10 reworked for 4570 auto. And let's see. Let's look at their ballistic information. Looks like they got a 325 grain bullet going 2,300 feet per second. You can't complain about that. So, I didn't say what kind of bullet, just what it is. I'm pretty sure that's the Lever Evolution bullet that they're showing there.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah. Terrible bullet for bears here. It breaks apart too quickly, even in 4570.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have no experience with that bullet at all.
Yeah. 308 used to be the sniper's favorite caliber. Yeah, and then they discovered 6.5 Creedmoor. And real long-range guys use 7 Win Mag or whatever. Man, I'm missing. Let's see. Man, I just jumped down and I am way behind in the chat. There we go. Let's see. You can find 30-06 everywhere and still used worldwide for hunting. 308 is just finish that thought, buddy. Everywhere and bulker and cheaper to shoot. Yeah. Whammy Gunslinger, welcome to the chat, man. 270 win, drop elk every day of the week.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. I'm glad he lives in a place where you can legally drop elk every day of the week. That's a lot of. No, I'm just kidding. Game warden, if you're listening, please. I'm just kidding. But yeah. Thoughts on 8mm Mausers? I've shot one once a long time ago. Yeah, it's a cool round. I mean, yeah, it's a good gun. If you like the old actions from World War II, yeah, you want to get one, get one. Yeah, I'm telling you, why not?
It's very 30-06 like.
Yeah, it doesn't quite go as fast as a 30-06, but hey,
not quite. A little fatter bullet.
Yeah. So this is something I want to talk about tonight. In today's environment, you probably better do as much practicing as you can without ammo. Drawing, trigger control. I was practicing my breathing in my precision rifle, just aiming out the window here in the middle of nowhere, just practicing that, aiming at twigs in the trees. And just squeezing my trigger, controlling my breath, letting it out, because I'm still horrible at controlling my breath. And, I don't think we ever get really great at it, but, whatever. So yeah, you fail. It looks like you got somebody in your town here. Hopefully he doesn't become a mad stalker for you, but hey, you're well armed. So no.
He knows my pain.
Yeah, he knows your pain being there. All right, thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Pro 2A in.
Yeah. So yeah, but going back to this comment, yeah, this is something I'm thinking about getting into. Is like the iTarget Pro app. There's a couple different ones out there now, and just something that you can put a laser in your gun and you can fire and that kind of thing. So okay, it was about subbing to Cherry City. Yep. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Thanks for watching and commenting on my last video. Yeah, man.
I'll have to
Sometimes,
check out your channel.
yeah. If I could do 270 in an AR platform, I would. Somebody's making 30-06 in an AR platform.
Yeah.
Is it Nemo or
I think
something?
maybe Nemo is because they're doing the 300 win, right?
They're doing 300, right? I was thinking Noreen. Noreen does an AR light gun in 30-06. Wish I could. 30-06 was the sniper rifle. Yeah, yep, it was. The Vietnam War. It was 30-06 before it became 308.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, Leverguns 50 is in the house. Great channel. Everybody go subscribe to him. All right, I've learned more about calibers I didn't know existed, like the 50-10. I mean, we all know about the 45-70 being 45 caliber bullet, 70 grains of black powder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know that there's a 45-90, and I knew there was a 45-120. I never knew there was a 50-110 until I met him or watched the channel. I've never met him. Okay. He's down there in warm, sunshining Alabama, and I'm up here, and it's not as cold as it could be right now, Alaska. So, I think it's 5 degrees this morning. So, yeah. So, the HCAR is the modern Browning auto rifle. Yeah, we discovered that. Justin Sherman is looking for reloading supplies. Any ideas? Wasilla, no, Arctic ammo and reloading. Tell them to go to the shops on Thursday mornings. It's one thing I've learned up here. Shipments tend to get here on Thursday mornings. Cabela's is more of Monday and Tuesday though, and Tuesday and Wednesday. So be the first person in there. Hi, Lever50. Thanks for all your videos. Yeah, he does some cool videos, some cool calibers. I really love his video where he hot loaded the Extreme Defender or the Extreme Penetrator or the Extreme Hunter bullet from Underwood in his 45-90. It's going like 29.50 or something like that.
Wow.
And it's a 220 grain bullet, so I mean it's light for caliber because it's all copper. But it went right through that level 4 still.
Wow.
Right through it. Yeah.
Streaming.
A lot of rounds were used for sniping in Vietnam. Some civilian guns and ammo made their way over there. I bet it did. Just look. Yes, Marlin is the lever action 308 Marlin Express. Yeah, they have that. Hey, Luke Tilley, what's up, man? Good to see you. I knew a guy that used a 7 mag in Vietnam, and there was a guy known for carrying a 444 Marlin lever gun. Hey, if you were a scout sniper and all that brush that's over there, yeah. 3 of those 444s. I brought out the 36 haters tonight. You are welcome. Thank you, the gun snob. All right, you're living up to your name tonight. He's actually a really cool, nice guy, but he's living up to his name tonight. So, yeah. Uncle Carlos used a 30-06. Nobody needs to know who Carlos is if you're in this chat.
He also used a 50 caliber, but that was before they were really using. He modified one heavily for his use.
He modified a Modus, and he still that's still the longest sniper shot, I believe. Like
possibly,
he had a 4,000 or 5,000 yard shot like that, wasn't it? Or 3,000 or something like that.
I thought that Canadian guy a couple years ago, could have been 8 years ago. I thought that one Canadian sniper got the newest long range. I could be wrong though. It was like crazy distance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see here. No hate for the 308, but the 30-06 is 308 on steroids. It may be if you hand load it hot and you got a formula that's you're not there, but we were just saying he just looked up in the reloading manual behind him. There's no difference. I mean, I guess I could run downstairs real quick and get my Nosler manual if it's still there. I think it's still there.
Yeah, you're not talking. I don't know about steroids. Maybe a couple weeks in the gym on a high protein diet.
Yeah, not steroids. 28 Nosler is definitely my favorite round. Yep, it's going to be a barrel burner. It's cool round, but barrel burners there.
Yep.
So, all right, trying to be a 10-year-old shooting a bolt action 30-06 with try being there. That's not fun. I tell you what, though, the hardest gun that has ever kicked me, that I've ever felt remembering the recoil, was a 270, and it was one of those Remington titanium 270s that weighed like 4 pounds. And the guy had the scope set too far back for his son. He's like, "You want to shoot it?" Yeah, I just tucked right in there, kaboom, right in the face, everything. It was like shooting my 338 Win Mag is more pleasant, you know.
My worst ever, I was 12, which is part of the issue. The other issue was it was a 7 mag chamber, or in a Savage 110E. If you're familiar with the Savage 110E specifically, I mean, it had like a 2x4 for a stock. They were known as being just miserable guns to shoot. Not from an accuracy standpoint or anything like that, but they were just, there was something about the way the stock was set up. It kicked the snot out of you. And I begged and begged and begged to shoot it. And finally, I was 12 years old. And finally I was told, fine, go ahead and shoot it. And I did. And I only shot that gun that one time.
Like a kid getting their first sip of a beer. Yeah. You know, or coffee. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you only do that once. Yep. All right. What do y'all feel about modernized lever guns? I'm a big fan. I have a Henry X downstairs that I'm working on, getting it all prepped up. I want to get the tactical 4 in for it. And yeah, Pat, Real Man of Genius, is supposed to be working on a full length rail so that I can do the Ford Scout for me. He's working on that. So, yeah, I love, like, to me, a modernized lever gun, it's all about being practical. It's not being tactical. That Scout scope is fast. That synthetic stock is light. That the M-Lock 4 rail gives me ability for flashlights and lasers, so that if I don't have time to get it up here for a grizzly bear, there's a laser dot on the grizzly bear. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm not a big fan of lasers. I'd rather just hip shoot because I can see where I'm pointing. But whatever, you know, if you want to do it, you can. Last year, we ran into a grizzly bear walking out from a trail, or not a grizzly bear, black bear, duck hunting from a trail we went to a lake on. And, you know, that thing tried to cross the trail in front of us. And my wife saw it. I didn't because it was just too far. But I had to, you know, tape a light to my shotgun that I was carrying at the time. Well, you know, walking out, I could have my shotgun on my back and carry my 45-70. I'm known for carrying more than one long gun in the woods. I'll do it up here, you know.
Sure.
Whatever. So that's that. Whammy disagrees with me. What do you think? What do you think about tacticalized modern lever guns? Tacticalized.
For me, if that's what you're into, I don't hate them. Also don't feel like this big urge to go and get one. For me, I get kind of nostalgic with lever guns. You know, I kind of think of a simpler time, and you know, like I haven't picked one up yet, but my dream gun, I want a Henry Big Boy with a brass receiver and an octagon barrel, and trade out that buckhorn sight for a Skinner sight, and I want it in 357 Magnum, and but it's not for any practical reason whatsoever. It would be a range gun that would never go in the woods. It's just something to look pretty and go out and shoot at the range, and you know, kind of baby it. And there's plenty of good lever guns that I would hunt with. But yeah, I don't know. The modernized lever guns don't really do anything for me, but I don't dislike them. They're just, you know, they're not my flavor.
Yeah. So I like anything tactical. So what can I say? All right. I want a 45 Bishop short mag. I shot one at SHOT Show last year. They are nice. Yeah, I haven't. Not familiar with it. They're making me look up everything tonight. Here we go. Let's look it up. 475 Bishop
short
Magnum. All right. Well, I'm sorry, Gun Snob. Your video does not come up first on Google search. So if you made a video about it. But here we are. Let me get back to and share my screen now. Come on, slow internet. Come on. Here we go. New AR-10 cartridge. Here we are. We got the 45-75 Bishop. Okay, short Magnum.
It's a short, fat bullet.
Is that made to go in it's made to go in an AR-10 apparently. It looks like it could go an AR-15 from here, but I guess it's not the scale.
Rebated rim.
Yeah.
Interesting. A rebated rim in an AR-10.
It's probably so it can use the same bolt as a 308.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the ones in the AR-15, the 458 SOCOM, 50 Beowulf. I just don't think, personally, I don't think I've seen a rebated rim that was built for an AR-10 platform.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Most powerful force. So it looks like there's a lot of videos here.
Huh.
We have a ballistics chart here. That's interesting, though.
It is.
Okay, here it goes. It says 390 grain, 475 caliber projectile at a muzzle velocity of 2,500 feet per second for a 390 grain bullet.
That's moving.
The 475 Bishop Short Magnum ammunition will be available with an MSRP of $189 a box of 20 rounds. Yeah. Hey, but you know what that's cheaper than? You know what that is cheaper than?
What's
Getting
that?
mauled by a grizzly bear is more expensive.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially if you live.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, let's see. Gosh, I hit the button down once, and I am missing all sorts of stuff in the side chat here. Where am I at? Wow. Okay. Like, it doesn't. I just can't keep track. I was that kid shooting the 30-06 with metal butt plate, 6 rounds max. Yeah. 4,685 foot-pounds. Let's see if that's right. You guys know the formula for foot-pounds of energy, right? Let's see. Let me get that. You got, what was that? 2,500 feet per second?
2,500. Was it 395 grain or something like that?
390. So the formula would be your feet per second squared. So 2,500 times 2,500 times the bullet weight is 390. And that big long number right there is divided by the constant of 450,240. And that gives you 5,413 foot-pounds of energy.
Wow.
So you're looking right up there with like your most powerful 375 Ruger and 416 Rigby loads. So,
wow.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Yeah, that's impressive. So I'd rather have the RIA VR180, $600. The 4570 AR would be a waste of money. Just buy a 450 Bushmaster, just my opinion. Yeah. I wouldn't rather have the Rock Island Armory, though. I just don't trust them. Their 1911s are junk. And I've seen too many of them just have problems and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah. So let's see here. 30-06 made you a great shot deer hunting. Didn't want to be behind a bunch of rounds. Yeah, I bet. I have one. It's the most fun you can have inside with your clothes on. Oh, okay. That's the target system.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah, she was talking about that earlier. You can practice with a BB gun. There is truth. There's some truth to that, especially rifle shooting. The Ruger GP100 357 is beautiful, and after the posted ballistics, I think our favorite 10mm has a more than capable contender. Yeah. Yeah. My next video was going to be that Buffalo Bore ammunition against the 10mm Buffalo Bore. And I don't think the 10mm is going to win that one. I think that's getting too hot. Almost 1,500 feet per second on a 180 grain bullet. That's, my 10mm it's going to have to get significantly more in the box, and it doesn't with the heavier grains. With the lighter grains, it does, and that's because I still have the Glock stock recoil spring in it. Get a little heavier recoil spring to control the lockup a little bit better. I'll probably get that. But I'm going to do that. So, hey, boss, I hunt in South Dakota for whitetail, mule deer, mountain goat, bighorn sheep, antelope, and mountain lion. Do you think the Sig 5 Creedmoor is a good round for all those? Prairie dog too? Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I especially 300 yards and in, you're going to get the energy you want. Past 300 yards, you're going to place it. You got to place it where you want to. But yeah, I don't see why you couldn't do it.
Not at all.
I love the Barnes LRX out of my 6.5 Creedmoor, and I think it'll do any of those out to 500 yards. So what do you? Yeah, you're shaking your head, Rob. So go ahead.
Oh, I 100% agree. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. And South Dakota, there's a lot of potential for really long shots, and so that 300-yard could be a little bit tough. And if you need to stretch the legs on a little bit more, then you might think about like a 6.5 284, 6.5 PRC. One of those little bit quicker moving. But yeah, the 6.5 Creedmoor is fine for all that stuff. More than potent enough.
Absolutely. I have a Mantis X10. It's great. Yeah, it's another one of those inside target shooting things. I'm really thinking about getting one mostly for my wife because, she hasn't been to the range since, 2 months before she had a baby, and baby's 4 months old now. So, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's a perishable skill. So
absolutely.
Learn about $100 for a cradle and one laser bullet. Yeah.
That's not bad. I'll have to look into it.
Somebody makes a 270 that I haven't seen them on mine. Okay, tell me what you're talking about, the gun snob. Oh, 270 AR. That's what he's talking about. 270 AR. Yeah. Yeah. Why would you, though? Anyway, a 308 AR is going to do, like, a 270 shoots a 150 grain bullet between 2,800 and 2,900 feet per second, right? Maybe you get 2,950. Well, you might be able to get 2,850 out of the right 308 load. So why would you chamber an AR in 270 when you can get almost the same with a 308 and it's already engineered? You don't have to do anything, other than just a fun gun, I was reloading steel case Berdan Prime 7.62 by 39 earlier. Redid the primers and thinking about loading them with Pyrex and cast bullet to see how the AK likes it. Make sure you send me a link for that video, man. I'm not getting your notifications anymore. I need to go check and see if I'm still subscribed. But yeah, that would be interesting. Pyrex and cast bullet. Yeah, let me know how it works.
Yeah, I've not heard of anybody using Pyrex in a cartridge. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Speaking of stalkers, I'll be in Wasilla the 7th through the 16th if you want to go shooting. Yeah, let's do something about that, man. I'm waiting on payday to go shooting again, so yeah. We'll meet up. We can meet up at over at Mod Road if you want to. See, Gene Strong. What is that? Oh, that's Lever Guns 50's channel. Yeah, he's a good. So make sure you go subscribe. Good morning from South Africa.
He subscribed to me, so it'll be easy enough to find him in return.
Yep. Good morning. I guess, is it Jahan? Good morning, man. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. So, yeah, it was the Australian sniper who beat it. Yeah.
Okay.
Longest sniper shot by the Canuck, like you said. Okay, 3,540 meters. Yeah.
But they met up with an American bunch of guys. They tried the shot a whole bunch of times. They were shooting at this guy way out there, kept missing him, and they were out of their ammo, and they ran into a bunch of U.S. soldiers that had a little hotter loaded 50 BMG ammo. And so it was a Canadian sniper using American ammo.
Yes, it was. Yeah. There's also a PTRD 14.5 millimeter anti-tank gun rebarreled with it in Korea and a scope too. I remember reading this story. This is the story in Korea that I remember reading, and there's a 4,000 or 5,000 yard shot in that. Okay.
Wow.
I think it took him like 18, 20 shots. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It was popping it like a mortar and everything. It was way out there. So.
I'm not familiar with that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I remember reading that in a book, not online, and I think it was 408 Shytech. It'd be pretty cool because Neil Rain's also making a semi-auto 408 Shytech. Yeah, that'll be good. And so,
Lever Guns, I'll be checking you out when this thing's over.
My homemade pipe and 2x4 12 gauge is the most comfortable gun I've ever shot by. He's just kidding, ATF, if you're listening and watching.
Hey, it's not illegal.
Yeah. As long as you serialize it correctly, yeah. Gun Snob probably doesn't like lever guns. Ooh, Gene Strong's throwing out the bait there.
Especially if it was chambered in 30-06.
Yeah, if it was a lever gun in 30-06, the Gun Snob, I mean, he'd be repelled like it was he was the crazy Scotsman with the Glock or something. It was bad. Yeah. Thanks. Yes, Rachel. Thanks.
What he said.
Thumbs up. Help the channel, please. Yep.
No,
lever gun should only be shot with irons and should have wood stocks. Oh, that's a Gun Snob.
See, I tend to agree with him. Yeah. I like the Gun Snob guy. Maybe I'm a Gun Snob.
Maybe. I don't know. You know, so we'll see. I love my tacticalized lever guns, man. Now, don't get me wrong. A lever gun is pretty with a wood stock, and it's cool, and I like them. But you know, for practical purposes, in Alaska, you know,
sure.
You're wrong. Sorry, Gun Snob, you're just wrong. You can be snobbish all you want to. But, you know, whatever. He's a nice guy, actually, or at least he seems like it. If it's a lever gun, I like it. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Yeah. When are you going to get Henry X or Marlin Dark lever guns 50? So I know a lot of guys, especially guys from the South, carried Winchester Model 12s in Vietnam. Just a little FYI. Best pump shotgun ever made. Winchester Model 12, 13, 120, 1300, 1200. Can't beat those, man. They were so smooth. They're rotating bolt head designs with what's copied nowadays so much. I grew up a Remington 870 guy. Still have it. Love it. It's a great shotgun. But they don't pump as smooth as those old Model 12 Winchesters. So scout scopes are obsolete. Not on a lever gun, they're not. They are faster. They have their use.
Absolutely.
I love lever guns and just put one out on a video yesterday at Gene. Cool, yeah. Drop a link in the chat to your video because I didn't get a notification, dude. So thought on the Rossi 44 mag 20-inch so far, good, so good. Yeah, I know the Rossis are actually pretty decent guns, but since they're just made in the same plant or same company as Taurus, I just will never own one. I can't stand Taurus. I've seen too many of them fail. I mean, I know you probably have a good one, and other people have good ones, but stuff like that. My Model 94 is one gun I'll never sell.
The real question there, Gun Snob, is what caliber is your Model 94 in?
It's not in 30-06.
It's not in 30-06. I mean, there's a lot of them are in 30-30, but there was a lot that were not in 30-30 as well. Yeah. I've got a family member that inherited one in 32 Winchester Special.
All right, he's saying screw Google, which kind of sounds uncomfortable to me, but whatever. My Marlin in .356 Win is a hoot to shoot. I even took my elk with it. Yeah. So channel link for the Gun Snob. All right. Gene Strong with her wrench is being the channel link person tonight. So shooting a bolt gun out to 1,000.
What are we talking about? Shot what in a bolt gun?
Yeah. What'd you shoot? What'd you shoot in a bolt gun? It wasn't a 30-06. What did you shoot in a bolt gun? Out to?
Of course not.
Rossi makes good guns for the money. You can't go wrong. You might have to put a little elbow grease to smooth them up as far as the action. Yeah, it sounds like Taurus for you, Rossi. Well, the Taurus is more fall apart, but whatever. We had Taurus judges in the counter at Cabela's this summer. I was working. You could close them up and just sit there and spin the cylinder. They wouldn't lock properly. So, just got a Henry color case hardened big boy, and I love it. There you go.
Those are sweet. I love color case hardened stuff. Yeah,
those are pretty. Got here late but high. Big boy in 357 mag, absolutely beautiful gun. I'm thinking about maybe getting that Henry X 357 mag or something like that.
But I really want to pick one up used because it grosses me out when you see the new ones are drilled and tapped for a scope. I don't know. It just seems wrong for a brass framed, all polished up, octagon barrel lever action drilled and tapped for a scope. I don't like it.
Formula. I was told there'd be no math. Yeah. You don't long range shoot. Yep. Hey, what's up, Clover Tack? So, hey, Clover Tack is doing something. Make sure you email him or make sure you get in touch with him over on Instagram or Facebook or something. He's doing something. If you got a channel and you've been demonetized unfairly, please go send him links to your videos. Okay. So I've tried to get everybody to go send him links to the videos. He's been talking with some big wigs at YouTube, I think. I guess I can say that. I hope that's okay to say. He's been talking to people at YouTube, trying to say, hey, this is over enforced and it's not enforced fairly and all this stuff. So
Interesting.
357 has a slight edge on 10 millimeter and 10 millimeter guru. Yeah. So this gun, before I got it back, I don't know if you saw my video yesterday, Whammy. But before I got this 357 Magnum, the cylinder gap was too big, and I was losing 150 to 250 feet per second per, no matter what kind of bullet, you know. And I have a 6-inch barrel, so when I did my versus 10 millimeter video, the 10 millimeter killed it. It was a 200 grain hard cast underwood versus the 180 grain hard cast underwood, and the 10 millimeter penetrated one jug of water further and had several hundred, or maybe not several hundred, 150, 200 foot-pounds of energy more. So it was, yeah, it's pretty cool. Bishop stuff it's pretty heavy. Yeah, pretty expensive too. Oh man, I hit the wrong button again. Now I'm all the way down here. Yeah, Gun Snub says you are so far behind in the chat. Yes, I am. I don't want to skip anybody. All right. I have a friend who wants to buy Glock 10 millimeter. Which one is the best? And what aftermarket Glock Model 40 is the best. KKM barrel. Make sure they do the feed ramp for a the larger rounds. That's the way I'm going. What do you think, Jerry? What are you thinking, Rob? You agree with that?
I would agree. I mean, unless you're looking for something, you know, conceal carry, and then in that case, probably go with Model 29. But if length isn't an issue, absolutely go with the Model 40. My old Glock 20, you know, it was out before there was a Model 40. So I just put a really long Lone Wolf barrel in it. I had a 6.6-inch barrel and a standard Glock 20 slide. It looked kind of goofy, but I was getting crazy velocities out of it, and it was hard shooting and really accurate.
Yeah, I have the KKM barrel in mine, and I actually don't think the KKM is that much more accurate over the factory standard barrel, but I do get better lockup, and so I get higher velocities. That's the one thing about Glocks is they unlock quickly. Their dwell time is not that big, so you do lose some velocity with Glocks there. So, all right, and there's Cherry City Guns. Gene Strong, put your link in there again.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that a ton.
Yep. I have a friend that wants to buy a Glock. Okay, we already did that one. Mantis X10 is sweet on a bow. It tells all. There you go. I hadn't thought about that.
You can use it on a bow. Interesting.
Yeah, I love my G29. There's a lot of times, even in the woods, I carry my G29. In fact, my G29 is the only gun I've ever shot at a bear in a bear charge situation. I shot it at the ground to scare the bear off, and it worked. So I had time. It was starting to trot at me, but it wasn't charging me yet. Fired at the ground. I was in a city park though, so I had to call the police on myself. You know, and they never came. The airport police came, and I wasn't near the airport, so that wasn't in their jurisdiction. But they were coming to check out a low-flying airplane or something.
Wow,
so it was weird. Yeah, and I talked to that guy for like 50 minutes. He just waited with me there. He was the coolest guy in the world. So, and then I lost my GoPro footage of the charge. Oh, that was like a 1 million view video right there. Shooting a Ruger precision rifle, a 26-inch barrel from 200 to 850 yards. Side mark core. I've been really good thus far with shot placement. Thanks for comparing my thoughts. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I was thinking he was the one asking about that. Mine is 100% illegal. Henry makes a 308 win and a 223 lever gun. Yeah, and they're long ranger. That's a nice gun.
Yeah, my buddy's got a Browning 7 mag lever gun.
Yeah, I almost bought one of those, but it wasn't there the day I went back. I had enough money. I was choosing between two guns. I worked at the gun shop at the time. I was choosing between a SIG P239 9mm because they are just sweet feeling in my hand. It's the best single stack 9mm ever made was the SIG P239. Guys argue with that with me, but it really was. It's heavy. But is that gun accurate? But because the slide release is so far back and so low, even with my low thumbs right here, I always hit the slide release. I never held open the last shot. Never. So 475 Bishop. There we go. I'm so far behind in the chat. Yes, I am. You try to keep up. I'm starting to keep up. Got a 223 lever gun. Good evening, John Eifer.
Hello.
Light on it and fix the drilled and tap problem.
That's true. It hides it.
Yep. Nothing like a 300 Super Bowl Super Bauer and TC Contender. That's the one I've not heard of, man.
I'm not
you need to get together. Yeah, I need to get together with me and let's do a gun shoot. Let's do a video on that. So yeah, not a secret. Thanks. Okay, cool. I have Skinner Express with modern low power variables options. Scopes are obsolete unless you shoot an obsolete Winchester 1894. I don't agree with that because they're quicker. Okay. The Scout scope is still quicker than the LPVO because the eye relief doesn't set as naturally with when you have a scope back here. It doesn't set as naturally as it when it's forward and you just throw it up at the right place. So yeah, the G29 is good to go for Alaska. His was one of the first I ever shot. So thanks.
The only thing I don't like about the Glock 29 is in 10 millimeter, it's such a very, very big loss in velocity going down to that Glock 29 barrel.
It is, but it still does better in a 40 Smith & Wesson. So, you know, I've proved it. So on my channel with the 10 millimeter.
Are you talking about like a full length 40?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So what we did on that video, you need to go back and watch this one.
I need to go watch that one. Yeah.
Yeah. We were doing 200 grain hard cast from Underwood out of both the 40 and the 10 millimeter. And I shot it out of my Shield 40, out of my P239 40, which has just a little longer barrel, half-inch longer, and my buddy's 5.25-inch 40. And then I shot it out of my 6.5 KKM barrel 10 millimeter, which you shouldn't shoot 40 out of a 10 millimeter because of the head spacing issues. But
you know a lot of people that do.
Well, it's not going to hurt, right?
Yeah.
And the Glock 29 got better ballistics with 10 millimeter than the 6.5-inch shooting 40.
That's impressive. Interesting.
Yeah. So it's not as bad as you think, but yes, it is. It's 150 feet per second. But that's still better than 40 in the same
Sure.
round.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, the slow buffering has started. Yep. Veteran Tactical Dad, good channel. Go subscribe. LW Road's a good channel. Make sure you just go subscribe. Gene, hit the links for those guys in the chat. Make sure everybody gets subscribed to everybody here. Oh, man, I'm almost caught up. Browning BLR is on my wish list. Yep.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
So yeah, I really want a Wild West Guns co-pilot rifle. Plus, Jeremy West is a really nice guy. Yeah, I've met him before. He seems pretty cool. What's your thought on 300 Weatherman Magnum versus 300 Rum? Depends on how much you like your barrel. I mean, they're both going to be, 1,000, 1,200 round barrel life at most. I'm sure they're going so.
You get a little bit better barrel life out of the Weatherby, considering how much they incorporate freebore when they're chambered.
Yeah.
You get rid of a little bit of the pressure spike.
There you go. So that makes sense. He introduced me to Doug Turnbull. Yeah. Sold a G29 to a family member that needed it worse than I did. Still miss it. Oh, man. You sold your G29? Well, I'll sell you mine for about $2,000 right now with the things. I'm just kidding. I'm not selling guns on YouTube. Yeah, I would never sell that gun. All right. All right. Now I'm definitely going to have to put this video, delete it tomorrow after everybody watches it. What is up with Hickok being on the loop in the background? Is he paying you guys? Yeah,
No.
I'm wondering if YouTube's going to give me a strike for somebody handling guns on a. You don't have to do that. I don't care, but I've been wondering for all night, and I'm just like, oh well, deal with it. No big deal. Across
I'm not my reloading area. I didn't even think about it. It's just something I not to necessarily Hickok. I just have YouTube gun stuff going on there whenever I'm out here. So
yeah, BLR and 300 Winchester short mag. I like it. I've shot some targets from people in Australia that shoot, and I've seen some targets. So I said some shots on target. My dyslexia is going on tonight. I've seen some targets from people in Australia that shoot less than half inch at 1,000 yards or 100 yards. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's a great cartridge.
When you're talking a lever gun, in accuracy goes, I think a BLR would be very, very tough to beat accuracy wise for a lever gun.
That Henry Long Ranger might do it. I wouldn't mind having one. That'd be a fun gun. I'm jealous, lever gun. We have caught up with the chat. It only took us an hour and 24 minutes. There we go. and up to 47, 48 people in here. That's good. So, yeah, a lot of people in the chat tonight. Appreciate it. So, he goes, yeah, it locks up like a bolt gun. There you go. I mean, there you go. So we've hated on the 30-06. So, well, gotta say it on the 30-06. So, yeah, I have a 270. But I still think 30-06 is better for Alaska anyway. Just heavier bullets are going to do better in brown bears.
Oh, and you leave bigger holes, bigger holes to leak out of, I guess. I mean,
yeah. So that was quick. That was quick. Yeah. So, tell us what you got coming on. I know you mentioned it earlier. Tell us what you got coming up on your channel, Rob, and make sure everybody goes subscribe to Cherry City Guns and Ammo.
This next Monday, I'll have a new video coming out with my 3-inch model 629. You know, it's a really great little gun. It might be one of my favorite pistols right now to shoot, and it's just beautiful. And you know, with a 3-inch barrel, it's still stabilizing 310 grain bullets without an issue. There
you go.
It's a great gun. I mean, if you want to conceal carry a 44 and still want to have 6-inch six shot capacity, I think it'd be tough to beat. It really is a good gun. We'll be doing a video with the Springfield Hellcat. I just bought a Thompson Center compass in 338 Win Mag that's being delivered tomorrow. Got one of the first 500 that came in. I was hoping to be the first one to do a review on it, and then last night Hootie Who threw one up. He did an unboxing review. Huh?
Yeah, that's the 2 model. The second generation.
Yeah,
all right. Yep. Was Hootie Who's in 338 Win Mag?
Yep.
Oh man.
Because they just came out with that gun in a 338. They hadn't had it in 338 previously.
Right.
And so I was waiting. I was chomping at the bit. And unfortunately, the way it's going to get background checks processed in Oregon, even though it's going to get delivered to my local FFL tomorrow, it might be a week before I actually take possession of it. Because our state police is just that far behind processing background checks.
Yeah. So they don't go through the NICS system; they go through their own system.
They go through their own and NICS.
Oh.
My brother-in-law actually works for the Oregon State Police, processing background checks, and he's told me about how far backlogged they are. I think the worst it's been since. I mean, this has been a pandemic thing. You know, previous to the pandemic, you go in, you fill out background check, and 10, 15 minutes later, you're walking out with your gun. When I bought my 500 Smith & Wesson, I was number 4,980 in line when they put my background check into the system, and it took like 9 days.
So you say they're down to 7 days now. That's good. All right, recommendations for lever gun.
You know, there's a lot of good lever guns out there. I wouldn't necessarily point anybody at anything specific. I mean,
I'd say a Henry 22.
Sure, yeah. Henry Golden Boy.
Yeah, or even a Woodstock basic Henry, just to get the feel of a lever gun. Depends on what you're going to do with it. If you're going to if it's bear defense, you want the Henry X 4570, or the Marlin Dark Series or the Marlin SPL. Yeah, if it's just for fun, thinking, I would say, you know, wouldn't it be awesome? Like somebody's making a conversion for the Marlin 350. I think you send them a Marlin 44 Magnum, and they send you back a converted 10mm lever gun. So
really,
I forgot who's doing that. So that's that. Yeah. First lever would be Henry Big Boy in 357 mag or the 22. Yeah. There you go. So
I feel like the gun snob and I have a lot in common.
All right. Whammy Gunslinger wants us to join Whammies on Facebook. Yeah. So put a link in the chat, or Gene, will you put a link in the chat before we go? Since you got a wrench there, Gene. So we'll do that. Marlin 1894 357 mag. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm considering getting a 357 mag now. Now that I'm going to keep, like when I bought this GP100, it was used, bluing was worn off. I figure it's a channel gun. I'll trade it or do a giveaway for it or something like that, right? Now I'm keeping this bad boy. So this one, yeah, this one's staying forever, So that's that. My first lever action was a 30-30. I was 12, but still have it. There's something about the 30-30. It just doesn't do it for me. It's like, yeah, I know it's a good caliber and everything, and like, it's a good deer hunting caliber and all that jazz, but it just doesn't do it for me. When somebody says, "Oh, you need a 30-30," I look at them and go, "Really?" So there is that. So a couple videos on the channel of the 1894. All right, yeah, I need to go check that out. So make sure you all go to R4 Mississippi Thunder. Does he have a wrench? I don't know. I don't know who has a wrench anymore in my chat. If you got a wrench in my chat, go put his link down in there. Everybody can go subscribe to him. So I shot my first deer. Oh man, he spelled it wrong too. So he shot his first wife with a 94 and 30-30. No, I was listening to the church one time. This guy goes, you got to be careful because they're talking about being an elder. And this guy in their church wanted to be an elder, and he goes, but he had been divorced before, and the church was real strict. And they're like, well, no, you have to be a man of one wife. And they were like interpreting them that way instead of polygamous. And they go, man. And he goes, well, sheesh. Instead of divorcing her, I should have just shot her like I wanted to. I could be forgiven and be a church elder. So, they kind of went back on their doctrine there a little bit. They're like, okay, yeah, maybe he's got a point there. So don't shoot your deer. Shoot your deer.
My first hunting rifle was a 30-30, but it wasn't a lever action. It was a Savage Model 342, detachable mag, bolt action. It was not even a knob on it. It was like a butter knife handle. And it directed them straight up. Couldn't put a scope on it. But it was actually a really accurate gun.
Yeah. Autocorrect. Okay. And my fat thumbs don't mox. Yeah. Mine don't mox either. Hey, if you get on the 30-06, I'm giving you trouble. That's it. Yeah. So that is that. All right. Mine is also a Marlin. Yeah. First lever gun. And to be honest, the first lever gun I ever owned was a 4570. I didn't quite see the point. They're good. I mean, they're fun, but I didn't quite see the point of owning one except for bear protection. The only game I've ever killed with a 4570 though was a whitetail deer in Georgia. My biggest one, just under 140 points, 10 point, 21-inch inside spread or outside spread, 17-inch inside spread. So it had some mass. Wow. Yeah, but so. Oh wow! Oh wow! I don't want to. Yeah, no, I don't want to even go there, man. So, hey, why do men die before their wives?
What was that?
Why do men die before their wives? They want to.
Because they want to.
They want to. Yeah, that's that. Someone here said about those Henry Long Rangers really looking hard at a 6.5 Creed now. So thanks a lot. Oh, you're welcome, Clover Tack. Hey, message me and let me know how it works out for you. That's a fun gun. It's an interesting gun I'd just like to have. It's not one I'd ever hunt with or use. It's just be fun to shoot. Don't read that out loud. Yeah, I'm not. Age when you first killed your first deer or elk? 13.
16.
Yeah. So. All right, look for Rat Whammy. There we are. And great, she heard. So here she comes. She's going in the chat. We were about to get out of here, but now we got to let Mrs. Gunsnob come in. So,
heck yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Mrs. Gunsnob in the chats before. So yeah.
How many people we got in chat right now?
Yeah, I heard that, Snob. We're still at 36, so some people have left. So, yeah, I have a lot of FUD style stuff, and it don't get much more FUD than 6.5 Creed lever action, right? May have to hit up Henry tomorrow. There you go. Hey, me for T&E, man. All right. Mr. Guns is awesome. Okay, that's his Mr. Guns. That's the Gun Snob's wife is Mr. Guns. Is that it? All right. Green sent wrong link. Oops. Okay. May never see him again. All right. Hey, I'll have him hogtied in the back of the trunk. Well, let me know what you want to do with them. All right. I'm just kidding, YouTube. You're just kidding. I'm not advocating violence. It's a joke. Okay. High R4. Yeah, but don't tell anyone. Yeah, for her sake, we're not going to tell anyone because you hate 30-06. So,
if she was going to take him out, I hope it's with a 30-06. I'm just saying.
Dang. We're just kidding, YouTube, if you're listening.
That's a joke. Yeah. Don't mean anything.
Yeah, there we go. All right, whammies. They're still talking about that. So, all right. So, I'm going to feed him to some tigers. Well, at least you know where you're going to go. At least you know how you're going to go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, Carol. That's funny.
Yeah, I hope Carol's not her real name, but oh well. Yeah, so gonna get calls from the domestic violence hotline police tomorrow or whatever. Like, hey, we heard about your chat last night, So, yeah. So there we go. Yep. So there we go. We're trying to get Whammy's link in the chat. There we go. Are double barrel shotguns relevant anymore? Yeah, the right ones feel great. They're lightweight and fun to point and shoot. I mean, would I buy one in the current times? No, I wouldn't. But yeah, Nathan Manley, what's up? All right, here we go. There's Whammy's gunsling chat. So, Anyway, guys, we were gonna get out of here about 10 minutes ago, but it's just to ask Joe Biden. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking too.
He's gonna be a lot like Obama, the best gun salesman ever. So already is. So technically.
Yeah.
So, all right. No, he means Carol Baskins, LOL. Oh, I don't know that story. Like maybe on that.
Tiger King.
I never watched it. So, needs decent over under. Can be a lot of fun. Can be had with one of those. Yeah, I bet.
If you're a clay buster, it's tough to beat.
Yeah, definitely. I tell you, the next high-end shotgun I want, just because I pick it up and it's so cool and I love 16 gauge, is that Browning Sweet 16.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah,
I've been lucky enough to handle a couple really, really nice Ruger Red Labels. Those are pretty nice.
They are nice. Those are well balanced. 20 gauge is amazing.
Yep.
Amazing shotgun. Yeah. If you want a good gun just to go to the range with and stuff, 20 gauge Ruger, you can't hardly beat it. So.
Yep.
Maybe. I think it's more of the Republicans didn't realize how much the population has changed around. How many people have moved out of California into Arizona? How many people from New York have moved to Georgia? There's a lot of people.
How many people from California has moved to Oregon?
Yeah. So, yeah. So I didn't really want to get into the election tonight. I'm done watching it. I don't care anymore. Neither one of them was going to protect your Second Amendment rights. Trump has already proved that. We know Biden won't, but, at least it's the devil we know, right? I mean, 16 gauge is the gentleman's gauge. That's why I want a 16 gauge. I'm a gentleman. So
tough to find ammo for it, though.
Yeah, haven't seen Tiger King either. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one. Love you, snob. Oh, you guys get room. All right. I love 28 gauge myself. Never shot one.
How about a 410? Those are a blast.
Never shot one.
They're like the 22 shotguns.
I have shot a Taurus Judge. So.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Republicans kept it Senate, so at least that's something, I suppose. Yeah. So now, because Trump made going around the Constitution with the ATF easier and just signing executive orders and the ATF being weird, now we're going to see a lot of ATF moved gun control. We're going to see the president going, ban AR-15s and getting the ATF to do it. So we're going to get it's going to be bad. So, why did Den Cage not make it in the popular category? Because it kicks way too darn much.
Well, at a time, it was really, really popular. If you were a goose hunter and you want anything with extended range, but like the 3.5-inch 12 gauge kind of made it obsolete.
Mm-hmm. Not all Cali people are bad. No,
you're absolutely correct. There's plenty of great people in California.
SCOTUS looks pretty decent right now. Yeah, and they can't change the number of judges until we have the Senate, or give up the Senate. So, right. Yeah, I do think it's time to start talking about peaceful separation. So, with the left, I think those discussions need to be out. Throwing a video out there about, hey, peaceful separation in America or something like that. Why don't we just go ahead and do that? Trump has supported gun bans for decades. Yes, he has. Assault weapons bans. He said suppressor bans. ATF is out of control. Yep.
100%. They just make up the rules as they go along at this point.
Ooh, wow. It's getting deep in here tonight. Mystic is one of the bad Cali transplants.
Oh, didn't we already realize that was your wife? Yeah.
Ooh, man. So I'm thinking she's going to take an M1 Garand and beat him over the head tonight. And say, the whole time saying 30-06 is the best.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Snob, I'm not. You married this Cali girl. Clay busting sounds like a lot of fun. Good for a shotgun for that. Whatever shotgun you have. Remington HRC, who cares? Who cares? Go do it. If you really want a bird double barrel, go. They're all bad. They're all really expensive. The little Stevens 555 is a nice shotgun for the money. It's lightweight. It's a double barrel. If you really like that, Stevens 555. But
you can spend $200 and go out and buy a Maverick 88 and have a ton of fun with it, and beat the ever living crap out of it and not feel too bad about it.
Yep. There you go. Maybe a little bruised. Oh man, this is getting bad. I would suggest an affordable gas operated 20 gauge. Yeah. Now there is that because they don't kick near as much. But yeah, and I would go 20 gauge instead of 12 if you want to go out bust clay pigeons.
Sure.
Why not? You can still find the ammo. So why not? So wow, we got a lot of okay, UDs are decent owners for the money. Yeah, even just a little single shot. Cheap shotgun. I bought a 20 gauge for $99 on sale at Cabela's, and they're not on sale anymore. But one of those little CV, even that, just to go bust some clays. I mean, you trap one at a time or whatever. But I think it's just a fixed, modified choke even. So
yeah.
All right. So
my daughter's first shotgun, my oldest daughter, it was a Rossi. It weighed nothing, and that thing in 20 gauge. I didn't like shooting it. It shot kicked way harder than any of my 12s, but that one in particular is it's built so light, and I thought it was going to be a good one to get her started with. And she shot a lot of ducks with it, but she had a lot of bruised shoulders.
Yeah, that is one thing about 20 gauge. You have to be careful. If it's that much lighter than a 12 gauge and you put a heavy load shell in it,
yeah,
no good.
If you're shooting high brass hunt loads.
Yeah. I bought my son a 20 gauge Maverick 88 Youth, and I've shot the gun, and it does kick a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, but I've also bought those Winchester AA black box low recoil, low noise shells. Like the whole thing is going like 950 feet per second instead of like 1200.
Yeah.
It says on the back they won't work in semi-auto guns. Pump brake action only. So.
That's like the Aguila mini shells in 12 gauge. I mean, little kids could shoot those all day long. I've got a video with a Maverick 88 and those Aguila mini shells. That's so much fun. It's unreal.
Yeah. 870 kids model. Yeah. If you're Rachel, I don't know, if you're a smaller statured woman, 870 kids, I have sold a lot of women an 870 youth model. in my day because it's the 870 is the second best pump shotgun ever made, besides the Winchester, the old Winchesters. And in a 20 gauge, it's still got a steel heavy receiver. So I'm thinking in a 20 gauge with those lighter rounds, man, you could be able to shoot all day. That's what I'm. Yeah. So.
Or one of the Mossberg 500 Bantams.
Yeah. And those are nice because they include the spacers, so the kid can grow with it as you want to. Good little gun.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's something to be said here as well, Rachel. I like 28 gauge, almost a 20, actually faster to make lead distance less, but recoil is less than 20. There you go. There is something to be said about 28 gauge if you just want to go bust plays. You're going to spend more for ammo because it's not as common, but it's common enough. You can go to a store and find it somewhere in your town. So I'm 5'2". The only thing about 28 gauge is you're probably not going to find a youth gun in it because it's more of a trap shooter's, clay shooter's caliber. Finding a youth gun for somebody who's 5'2" is going to be a little hard. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The 870 is good in the youth because it's heavier. Okay, and you want the heavier. So, all right. If you get into busting clays, you get a nice vest with a pad. Yeah, absolutely. I'm 47 next week. I'm done growing. Yeah. Understand that. 28 gauge isn't allowed in leagues. No, but if you just want to go out by yourself and do, rounds, and you're not in a league, and you're just getting started, why not? And then work your way up to a 20 gauge. So, yeah. So I don't consider 47 old. I'm only 9 years away from that, or shoot, 8 years now, almost 8 years.
I'm 7 years away from that.
There you go. So, well, there we are. Well, we've gone on. We tried to end this 30 minutes ago now, but there's too many good questions out here. So anyway, Cherry City Guns and Ammo. I've shared a lot of his videos. He's got some great videos. So it's all about building community here on YouTube. That's the way we quit from being banned, is to be a community, as CloverTac is doing. So let's make sure we do that. And so that's why I'm featuring him tonight. And so make sure you go subscribe to his channel, which I just put the link in the chat for the last time there.
Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yep. And let's build each other up. All right. And you're just loved way too much, bro. Yeah, there you go. And so fine, be that way. You should stay live another 40 minutes.
Hey, I'll go as long as you want.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can go as long as you want, but you got to quit talking about you and your wife fighting, okay? And we don't need that kind of foreplay on the channel. It's a PG-rated channel, okay? Anyway, when will I get my hoodie? They should be printing soon, and they'll be mailed. So there you go. So there you go. CloverTac said he subbed to you. CloverTac's a good friend to have. He knows a lot about the YouTube algorithms and stuff. So hit him up on Instagram. He can give you more advice than I gave you. That's for sure. He'll probably tell you. He'll probably undo all the advice I gave you. So, so just so you know. All right, great chat tonight. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Okay. You're just worried what is going to happen when the show ends. I just need to know about all that. All right, guys. God bless. Take care. We'll see y'all at the range.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.